Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. No long talk, right?
Come
Social
on.
distancing, really and truly. After
Yes.
last week's show, I just thought it would be best if I keep my distance from Tundi Ajayi because everyone's telling me to get rid.
Get rid of that in there, Jay. It's mad. It's a mad thing, but one of the reasons why. Oh, you didn't even say come. Did you say come on down?
Of course I did.
Oh, sorry. That's my hair. It's gone. I've lost the hair, so with the hair, a little bit of power has been lost. But you know how it goes. But yeah, it is what it is. We keep moving forward. That's the key.
100%. 100%. Let me just get this. Yeah.
We've go on, Spence.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna have like an excellent show this week.
Yes.
We are going to recap on Anthony Joshua's emphatic ninth round stoppage of Kurbat Pulev.
Yes.
We are going to speak about.
Was it the 9th or the 10th?
Ninth round.
9th round. Okay. You sure?
Yeah, ninth round.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay, well, if you're positive, it must be the 9th.
Right.
Cool.
We're going to talk also about the up-and-coming fight between Callum Smith.
Yes, big fight.
Defending his 168-pound crown versus Saul Canelo Alvarez on the weekend, which is going to be live on DAZN as well. So, I mean, that's a must. And,
Plug.
Yep. And we're also speaking about Craig Richards challenging.
Yes, Spider-Man.
Shakan Pitters for the 175 pounds British light heavyweight crown, which is going to be live on Channel 5, promoted by Mick Hennessy. So we've got a lot to look forward to.
Also, you know, I've got to give my man a little big up because Ashley Theophane, I think it looked like he had his retirement fight there was last week or on the weekend. But you know, Ashley, I mean, this wasn't part of our show, but I think he deserves a shout out because you know he's paid his dues, he's done it his own way, and you know, and he's come back to London, and hopefully, you know, that's Ashley's career wrapped up. So even if we don't talk on it, big up Ashley Theophane. You done your thing. You did what they didn't expect you to do. You went out. You took a gamble. You went over to Las Vegas, and you lived the dream. You know, you was with Floyd Mayweather and the Money Team Promotions. You know, you got big fights. Danny Garcia boxed on Floyd's undercard. So big up to you. You know, you've been a good servant. I mean, I'm talking like he's already retired. Yeah, officially retired. Yeah, but if you have, well done to you, sir.
You know what? We got props to Ashley Theophane for, you know, I mean, being a consummate professional.
Yes.
And also living your dream. Nobody thought that you could go to Vegas, get signed by Floyd Money Mayweather.
That's correct.
After losing your British title to Darren Hamilton, right?
Yes.
You're right. Went out to America and ended up. He fought some really, really good opponents.
Absolutely.
Go through his record, you know, he's fought some really good guys. Culminating him challenging Adrian Broner for.
Yeah, bro, man, forget about that as well, you know.
Exactly. Right?
That's serious.
You know what? To see him fight and lose in the way that he did was a little bit upsetting, but you got to know he's 40 years old. He's just written a book. It's a very, very good book, right?
Yes.
And he's opened up his own gymnasium as well. So props to him. He's invested his money wisely because he's made decent money as well. And you know what I mean? And I give you props to have a happy retirement. You're a good guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big up Ashley Theophane. Wasn't part of the show, but again, fighting man like Broner, you know, Danny Garcia, you know, Kasim Umar. A lot of people might not remember was one time a good fighter. Kasim Umar. I mean, that was his last fight before Egerton, but Kasim Umar, I remember when Kasim Umar was in Floyd's gym with us. And the only reason why Floyd never signed him because he burned too much weed. Kasim was always coming to the gym, lean up, bruv, bare weed. But he was a great fighter, volume puncher, and actually fought him as well. He just fought him the other day. Obviously, he's had so many fights now, so I actually fought him. I don't know what country that was in, but that was the fight before Egerton. And yeah, he's done his thing. But let's move on with the show. I think the first fight we should discuss. What attacking is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be a headphones turn.
Yeah,
you know what?
Or is it?
Let me.
I don't think it's the headphones. I think it's my set. We're gonna have to most probably cut. I'm gonna have to try and go from my laptop. I'm really sorry for everyone who's tuned in.
I don't.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it from my laptop. I've got my laptop now, so I'm gonna do it from my laptop. Unfortunately, my apologies to anyone who's tuned in, but yeah, it's the irritation of my phone because I'm doing it from my phone and I should be doing it from my laptop.
You might be wrong. I was going to switch off my headphones.
I'm gonna bring our technical guy now, Gary, and Gary's gonna talk me through how to run StreamYard through my laptop. So my apologies to anyone who's tuned in. We're gonna be back on in about.
Spence, let me unless you want to see your phone, let me try taking off my earphones and see if that is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get my headphones. 1 second.
Spence is up to no good. I don't know what it is, but anyway, while you're on the screen there, Dan Aziz, Anthony Montella says Dan Aziz is proper underrated in the domestic light heavyweights. I don't think he is, and listen, Dan's my guy. That's my people. He ain't underrated. What you might think is underrated may be the fact that people know he's a good fighter and he's a big risk with not that much reward right now, although he has got the English title. But Dan ain't under my radar. Dan's a good fighter. Very, very strong. Reminds me of a throwback. Comes in with his little haggler shorts. And Dan Aziz is a good fighter. So yeah, Dan is definitely going to be in a mix in the next 12 months. 1,000,000%. So I hope that answers your question, Anthony. Spence?
Bobby Wright says, yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Yep.
What is it? He says, Bobby Wright says, Shakan wins on a close points decision, in my honest opinion. Right, big up Bobby Wright, big supporter of the show as well, my good guy.
Big.
It's not an easy fight for either man. For the simple fact, and Shakan Peters, what's he about 7 foot?
6'6", they say.
He's about 7 foot. Ton.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
He's a very tall man. He's a man that, for his height and his size, he's not really a puncher.
Yes, that's
not
right.
An easy fight, and it's whether Craig Richards can get up close and administer the good body work and fight him on the inside, because he's got really elongated arms, and the way to fight someone who's got all of those physical attributes to fight him up close, go downstairs, left up to the body, come over the top. But the thing is this, Craig Richards has to be able to come inside. It is going to be a very, very good fight.
You know what? Don't underestimate Craig, because, and I know you're not, but Craig's jab is a strong jab. A lot of people don't really realize that, because I don't think they've actually seen that part of Craig's arsenal. It's another thing that when you only see a fighter for where he is at that moment, but certain fighters make you bring out certain styles. And I could say, there's a lot put on Shakan's reach and his jab, but Craig has a good jab as well, and a strong jab. Because sometimes when a man's doing a flicky jab and the opponent comes with one strong jab, it can change things. Not only that, I think Craig can fight inside as well. I wasn't really impressed with Shakan's inside game when he fought Dex Spellman. You know, he really made Dex Spellman rough him up, and that was a close fight. You know, maybe not on the scorecards. I can't remember what the scorecards are, but Craig can do a lot in this fight. Craig can do a lot, but you're right, Spence. I do agree that a lot depends on Craig getting inside. But then the same could be. I don't think it's a case where Shakan could just stay on the outside and pop Craig. That ain't gonna happen. No. So you're right. It's a good fight and a good 50-50 fight. Hassan Boxing says Craig Richards can punch.
Who you got?
For the fight, me.
Yeah.
Spence, me. You're asking me who I've got for the fight.
Yeah, I want to see you. I want to see you got for.
Oh, okay. I'm going with Craig Richards. 100%. I'm going with Craig. And you know what? I can't say stoppage because I can't really. I want to say stoppage but I haven't really seen Shakan in that much trouble. You know, he did get rocked a few times, in my opinion, against Dex Spellman. So I mean, if Dex Spellman can rock you, I'm quite sure Craig can. But the thing is about Shakan's on a winning roll, and the winning roll always means something. So, but I'm still going with Craig Richards on points. Very difficult on an away show. That plays a part as well. Very difficult. You know, he's a matchroom fighter fighting on our good friend Mick Hennessy's show. And it's all set up for Shakan. The adverts, bro, I didn't even know Shakan was fighting when I see the adverts. The whole thing is set up for Shakan. You know, the and I guess that's right. It's not Matchroom, it's Hennessy Sports. So they're supposed to be bigging up their fighters. But I'm gonna go with Craig on points.
You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with you.
Come on, bro. We can't get it wrong.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think he's been in with a better caliber of opponents.
Yes. Yes.
And also, I think in camp and training, he's had the better professional approach. It's not me it's disrespecting Shakan Pitters, because I think he's a very, very good fighter. But
yes,
Craig's been sparring with some little giant brother. I'm sure he's taller than a guy called Mark Williams. Sorry, he was a light heavyweight. Unbeaten light heavyweight. He's just signed. I think he's like 6-0 or something.
Just signed to who?
He's just really, really tall.
Okay.
Just signed to Matchroom. No, Peter Sims. Sorry,
okay.
Peter Sims. So I think they've done their homework, and I do rate Shakan Pitters, but I just think that Craig should be able to jump on him. I think the overhand right is the key shot for Craig, because this guy's so bloody tall.
Yes.
And getting the inside work, and I think it's those little things. I think it'll be a close fight, but I'm gonna go for Craig on points.
There you go. Let's read some of these questions that are popping up. Deji Chanel says, "Brother Spence, Brotherton, salute all day, brother. You know the set." Big up.
No, we salute you. We salute you, my brother.
Yes, sir. All right, James. Yes.
Remember Gamal. Remember
Gamal Yafai
is fighting in Italy tonight.
Oh wow! Title. I did not know that.
Yeah, that fight really gone underneath the radar. Big up, Gamal Yafai. He's my guy. I know all of the brothers.
Yes.
Every time I go to Birmingham, they might show me some different love. They take me to bare restaurants. When I go out to Birmingham, I'm putting about a stone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm putting about a stone. So I wish him all the best for his European title fight.
Who's he fighting, Spence? Do you know?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I ain't had to worry about these European man.
I mean, European title is a big belt. I mean, yeah, Gamal's 17-1, 29 years old. So he's not that young. You know, really, I guess he's in a good stage. Yeah, he's fighting a guy called Luca Rigoldi. who's 22 wins, 1 draw. No, 2 draws and 1 loss. 27-year-old Southpaw super bantamweight. Oh, it looks like a great
I didn't
opportunity
even know. I
for
didn't even know. Fight underneath the radar. My apologies for that.
yeah.
But
It seems like a great
I
opportunity
was looking
for
for the fight to win that fight.
Well, let me tell you something. In this guy's last fight, he drew with someone that had 4 wins, 12 losses. 4 wins and
Well, I
12
respect it.
losses.
They've given him the title then.
Yeah. So hopefully Gamal can come back home with a European title and make some big money in defending it.
Mm-hmm.
Will Anthony Yard fight Joshua Boyce to gain his position in the game? Well, the fight is still a big fight. It's a fight everybody wants to see, but you just have to take one thing at a time. The fight was spoken about, is spoken about, but you got to take steps in this game. And I think Anthony and Joshua have always said it. We're focusing on our career, and you know, um, and the fight will happen one day if it's supposed to happen. You can't really, in this sport of boxing, happen, things change overnight, and that's just the truth. So we just got to keep on doing what we're doing. Joshua, keep on doing what he's doing. Thank you for the question. Luke says, "What's next for GGG? Realistically, he wins on Friday. Andrade unification, Spence."
I'd like to see that because Andrade needs a big fight himself, and hopefully, like Golovkin comes through on Saturday. That fight again is live on DAZN. I've actually bought the DAZN app.
It's Friday, isn't it? The Golovkin, isn't it Golovkin? Doesn't Golovkin fight on Friday and then Canelo on Saturday?
Friday. No, and then Canelo on Saturday. So yeah.
Yes.
So I would say he gets through this fight here, and then his fight with Andrade, because Andrade's been around for the longest time now, right? He's a 2-weight world champion, but unfortunately, he's very, very skilled. I remember Sean Porter was using him for
I remember. I was in the gym
when he was getting ready to fight Devin Alexander. Yeah, right. So I would like to see. I'd love to see that fight. And I'm telling you this. Even though stylistically he don't look great because he hasn't really put in all great performances, but Andrade is very, very good. Don't get twisted on that. But if you've got punch power of Golovkin, anything can happen. And I've seen Andrade get clipped a couple of times, and I'm saying that's good to get clipped by these little big man. But you don't want to get clipped from. And I don't busy when they say, "Oh, well, Golovkin's old now," and some of the sharpness is away from Golovkin. Let Golovkin clap you, and you'll find out what's going on.
Come on. Golovkin is very, very heavy-handed. When he fought that, what's that New York boy, and his eyes nearly pop out his head. No.
Yeah,
you don't know what I'm talking about.
Little short midget, man. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Is that when he got clapped? It was like, Jesus Christ. They're like, fam, what is in this guy's glove? So Golovkin is a dangerous puncher, 100%, but he is getting on now. But we have to see how he looks on Friday, because I'm sure they would love to do the trilogy with Canelo, and depending how he looks on Friday, and depending Canelo gets through on Saturday, they may see that as an easy fight, which they can make now because Oscar De La Hoya ain't involved.
What's this? BG says, Peter Free says he's looking to get Huey out 3 times in 2021. Who do you think? Listen, I don't know who the 3 would be. He didn't impress me on the weekend, Huey, and I'd like to know what exactly is happening there. I know you get the right training and everything else. It's just he's not performing to the heights of where we thought he was going to go. He was going to be, and I'm just keeping it 100. That's not me trying to pick on him or anything, but he didn't really impress me on the weekend. So yeah, I'd like to. When you say the 3 fights, but you know what? I would like to see Huey Fury and Derek Chisora.
Huey Fury. That is a good
Because it'd be
fight.
a fun fight.
That is a good fight.
Yeah, Huey
That
Fury
is a
versus
good
Derek
fight.
Chisora. That's the fight. Yeah, and then we'll see the other two after if you get through Derek Chisora. I'd like to see that fight.
In terms of where you feel Huey Fury can go in this sport as a heavyweight, realistically, do you see him up there in a few years? I know he's quite young.
No,
Um,
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. We don't really need to drag out the thing, bro. I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. I'm just saying I don't see it right now. No, I'm just being real because I don't really see that. I don't see that. I don't see that desire inside of him.
Yes.
Very skilled,
yes.
very technically skilled, right? But I don't see. And then I noticed like on the weekend he kind of changed his style. You know what I mean? He kind of changed his style a little bit, so he's been more aggressive. And then what happened was there was a clash of heads, and he was beat up. So I can't see where if he's gonna go, but a fight with Derek Chisora because he needs a big win. He hasn't had it. You know what I mean? He hasn't had a big win yet. He hasn't had a big win against a big named opponent, even though like he's challenged for a world title. You know what I mean? He lost to Jonesy Parker on points. So he needs a big win, right? He lost to Povetkin. So therefore he needs a big win. So yeah, him and Derek Chisora will be a good fight. I'd like to see that.
Definitely. Late Show 42 says, at Stamina, so salute from North Carolina, USA, lies in the camp. Appreciate the work and energy. Thank you so much, Mr. Late Show 42. Dream it, believe it, become it. We ain't going to stop working. Thank you very much, sir. What did you think of Bacoli on Saturday? Say that again, Spence?
I wasn't too impressed. He says, I wasn't too impressed. No, the guy said I wasn't too impressed. I'd like to see him with someone who moves more. On the reels, Bacoli's actually good. You know, he's actually a good fighter. He's very relaxed. He puts his punches together very, very well.
Yes.
Was it Cameron that he fought? He puts his hands together very well. He knows how to gauge, he knows to gauge the rounds, right, things ain't going too right, I've got to step it up. He's very good. But when I say you really want to watch that type of boxing in this day and age on a pay-per-view where I pay $24.99 for I actually paid for it to support Andy Joshua and the fact that they support the undercard. I bought the fight and live streamed it to Tundi. But that's another story. But
bro, I never paid for it. I watched it on your laptop. on your bro. What do? You turn the phone and put it on the stand.
Come on.
Bro, any means necessary. But I've heard some good.
Yeah, Bacoli's good. Bacoli's a good fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I've heard some good
he's
stories.
He's already got lost against Michael Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought something in sparring to him. He's serious.
Yeah, I've heard some good stories with him sparring with Dubois and AJ in sparring. But it's like I always say, sparring. Under the lights, in front of the audience, it's a different thing. So, but well done to Martin Bacoli.
Well here's a new invention. Let's have an invention for let's have it call it a spar rec. So we can we can hold the records that everyone got beat up in sparring. I mean, you go back to the 1800s.
Bro, you would be pound for pound. You would be pound for pound.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've been a Floyd Mayweather. No one cares about sparring
at all.
I everybody's sparring. So I ain't buying that, man. Don't worry about it. What's that?
Yeah, for sure.
Dre K. Rowling says, big up Spencer Farron, keep it 100. I met him in the summer. Well, I don't know you are, Mr. Rowling, but what I'm saying, I meet everyone. I always try to be polite and courteous to everyone that I meet, even more so when someone can recognize me and want to talk to me about the beloved sport. I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. I get to speak about something and get paid for it. So I
Yes.
meet you guys. The same thing I'm talking to people on the street. I happen to get paid by ESPN, and now the fight is right. You know what I mean?
Come
Because
on.
we start putting adverts on the thing, so we're getting money coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
producer Gary
You see what?
going ching ching.
So yeah, so boom. Thoughts on
Yeah,
that's a
big
good
up anyway,
question.
man. Mr. Rollins, big up yourself, man.
IA says thoughts on AJ's performance.
Thoughts on
I
AJ
think,
performance.
yeah, you go first, Spence.
I thought it was polished in certain areas. I thought, like I was saying round 3, Tundi will tell you how nuts I was going at, because I keep on calling these fights right.
They mash you up. They wanted to mash you up. They said, "Nah, we can't have that Spencer getting all the fights right." But really and truly, he had him out there around 3.
Yeah, because
He had him out there.
He did. You know what I mean? But we know the game's a game, and I'm not. I thought the fight should have actually been stopped. The fight turns his back on you. The fight should have been stopped. Period.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't even know who the referee was. But whoever the referee was, he seemed like he was gassed at the occasion, and that's that. I don't know business. I'm just talking about mine. I can't do nothing, right? It should have been stopped round 3. Everybody knows it. Everyone knows that was non-existing. The fight should have been stopped in round 3. But what I am saying is, AJ boxed good. He boxed good. He's being taught new stuff. He's trying to do new stuff instead of being this robotic Fred Bruno-esque kind of guy. He's trying to add new things into. He's trying to be multifaceted. So I can't knock him for that. But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes the boxing ring, when you got men over 17 stone throwing fists at you, is the wrong place to try out something new.
Interesting. Me personally, I thought it was a good performance. I thought it was a good performance. Overall, when I wasn't too overexcited at the beginning, obviously when round 3 come, that jazzed it up. But I think it was a good performance because, again, he showed other facets of his game. I think in the Ruiz 2 fight, he totally boxed. But this fight, he was going for the knockout. Because some of them uppercuts were beautiful. The uppercuts that he was dashing on Pulev's forehead was serious. And he had that kind of intention from the start. But, this is what experience does. It allows you to not make the same mistakes twice. And he didn't want to rush in. He waited for his opportunity again, and he just took him out in brutal fashion. And that was, to me, you couldn't ask for more from a pay-per-view. Bruv, you got your excitement, you got your little boxing, you got my man touching the floor, and then boom, you come back out and finish him in nice style. So I think it was a good performance. But the $1 million question is, or the £1 million, because we're in America, the £1 million question is, how does he do against Tyson Fury?
He does very well, for the simple fact that if Tyson Fury boxes him, he boxes his head off. It's as simple as that, right? But if you just seen recently, we just heard Freddie Roach say that he's got Tyson Fury to beat, especially if he boxes from a southpaw position. But he says that Anthony Joshua is actually the better boxer. These are the words of Freddie Roach.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if Freddie Roach is hating because they're sacking from the corner.
Yeah.
But Freddie Roach is saying that AJ is actually the better boxer.
But how could Freddie Roach? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with him, but how does he define that? Because you've seen Fury again. I ain't backing either fighter like that. But what I am talking about their strengths in both areas. How does he define AJ as a better boxer? Because Tyson Fury, not once but twice, has gone over to places which are not his own, and outboxed, guys that nobody could beat. So, I mean, if you're talking about the basic 1-2 left hook straight down the pipe, then I guess that's what he's talking about. But doesn't Fury do that as well?
Yeah, he does do that. It's like Tyson Fury understands the fundamentals and he added on the fundamentals.
Yes.
Anthony Joshua is now learning how to add on to the fundamentals. That's the
Yes.
difference. There's one man that actually knows the fundamentals of boxing and can go and freestyle as they want. Anthony Joshua just learning how to be creative inside the boxing gym, in the boxing gym, and also in the boxing ring. But you can see, like, you get certain guys who are through history, like Tommy Hearns was a fighter. He was a man that boxed to orders. Amir Khan is the next person who boxed to orders. Doesn't mean they're not good, doesn't mean they're not great fighters, but they box to orders. But the free thinkers, like the guys like a Mike McCallum or the guys like James Toney, like they'll follow instruction, but they put their own jazz, their own spin sugar in there. They put their own spin on it to go execute the game plan. So I ain't taking away nothing from Anthony Joshua, but what I am saying is that when it comes to being multifaceted in the boxing ring, you'd have to give that one to Tyson Fury. Because we've seen Tyson Fury box southpaw. We've seen for complete rounds as a southpaw, and he looked more sturdy to me when he boxed southpaw than he did as an orthodox. So, and I think Tyson Fury's left-handed as well. I think he's naturally a southpaw.
I never see him go. Did he go southpaw with Klitschko?
It's like he went southpaw with. No, he didn't go southpaw with Klitschko. He wanted to keep that herky jerky style to keep Klitschko off balance, and every time he'd do that herky jerky, he'd push his left hand out to knock the balance off of Klitschko, then come out with the right hand. So it is, it's you have to do what you have to do to guarantee yourself your victory, and he did that night in December of '95. You can't 95 or 15. You can't knock anything of what that young man has done when he went out to Germany. But nobody thought he thought they could have won the fight, but nobody thought he'd get the decision out there. He done both.
Yes. October Red says AJ has boxing adaptability, and I have to agree with the sister, October Red, 100%. And he's a power puncher, and I like the way. One thing I liked about the Pulev performance is the way, when he done that little explosion, he went pop, 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 pop. He done a burst, and then he settled back, and he come with a jab again. So I think October is 100% correct. AJ can adapt. He can adapt, and he's proven that. He was more aggressive prior to the first defeat of AJ of against Ruiz, and then he adapted and he changed his style or added on to his style and became a boxer puncher. And I just think that I've said it from the start, not just now. I've always said I believe AJ will beat Tyson Fury. I just believe it. I just believe he's stronger than him. I know Fury's always saying that he's robotic and that, but he could be robotic as he wants. He can punch. He can punch, and he's fast. AJ is actually a very, very fast boxer. So it's going to be an interesting one. Oh, Shaka XXL says, a lot of people were saying AJ was tired. I think he was cautious. I didn't really see that, Shaka. What about you, Spence? Can you hear me, Spence? Spence has gone deaf. The old age. Can you hear me, Spence? Spence, can you hear me? Old age is catching in people. Don't worry. Spence! Fam, let me text him because, fam, he can't hear nothing. Wait, this is live. It's live, people. Wait. That's jokes. All right, I've just texted him. I said, Spence, we can't hear you. Turn on your mic, Spence. Maybe his headphones have run out. But anyway, yeah, Shaka. I'll answer it till Spence gets back online. I didn't actually see that, Shaka. I didn't actually see that. He looked. I don't even think it was cautious. I just think that he was just boxing smart. You know, he was boxing smart. He was exploding when he needs to explode, taking time. You know, we're talking about top level. You know, these you see these yard man's turned their headphones up the other way around, thinking you know what's the matter with Spencer? Yeah, bro, I gotta stay focused. But yeah, Shaka, I didn't see that. Gary, let's have some more questions, please, from yourself. Can you? All right. AS says Stephen Thompson versus Jeff Neal prediction. Who's that? I don't even know who that is. Spence, can you help me there? Spencer. Bro, Gary, get Spencer on the phone because we can't hear him. We can't hear him. All right. Well, I'm going solo right now. Farhan Hussein comes to the really the meat of the conversation, which is.
So I'm gonna change my headphones because they're playing up, mate.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yes. Farhan Hussein says, do you think Callum Smith can beat Canelo? Farhan, let me tell you something. Okay, Spence, you can hear me?
You know what? I can see an upset here, you know.
Say again, Spence?
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll let you answer that question first. I'll let you answer that because I've got.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. See that crackling thing's gone again. Let me try turn off these headphones and see if it helps. Spence.
I'm gonna change it.
Yeah, it's definitely your headphones, man. Damn, with all the money you got, you can't afford a decent pair of headphones. Sorry about this, Farhan. We are going to answer your question. Just when Spencer can afford a new pair of headphones. But what I will say, let me spice it up before Spencer comes. So in Smith, you know, Callum Smith against Canelo. Callum Smith, 27-0, 19 KOs. Canelo Alvarez, 53-1 with 2 draws. 2 great fighters. Ironically, Spence? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Gary.
Can you hear me? We can hear you, but you can't. You're on mute. You must be on mute. Spence. Spence. This guy. All right, we're gonna get Spencer back, but listen, let's carry on. As I was saying, 53-1, 53-1-2, Canelo Alvarez, 27-0 with 19 KOs, is Callum Smith, and this is a big fight. And you know what? For some reason, not that I've been thinking about it all day, but for some reason, I keep on visualizing in my head Callum Smith causing an upset. And what an upset that would be. Would it be an upset in a lot of people's eyes? I don't know. But in terms of the state of boxing and, you know, the just the marketability of Canelo, this will be one of the biggest upsets in recent years. You know, you got one man who really commands the whole of Mexico come to a standstill when he's fighting, and then you got Smith, you know, from these shores, who really has done it the hard way. You know, collected all the belts, become a Ring Magazine. You know, his last fight, John Ryder, his last 5 fights haven't really been that impressive, but he's got the job done, and he's the champ. You know, Ryder, Endam, George Groves, Eric Suckler, he took his undefeated, Hoskin, and bro, he's done well. Hold on, Spirit's phoning me now. Let me see what Spencer's saying. 1 second. Spence. Yeah, I can hear you. Spencer. Spence or Gary? Are you there? Yeah, I don't know. Spencer needs to sort out his All right, yeah, no worries. Yeah, Spencer has to sort himself out. But yeah, his last 5 fights, Smith compared to Canelo's fight. I mean, just listen to the names: Ryder, John Ryder, Andam, Groves, Holsken, I don't even know who that is, and Eric Suckland. I don't know who these guys are. I know George Groves and John Ryder, obviously, because they're from you know, our shores. Canelo's last 5 fights: Sergey Kovalev, Daniel Jacobs, Rocky Feldin, who also fought Smith. Smith down in him 1, Canelo down in him 3, and GGG twice. That's a serious resume. So, you know, if you go in by that, then you would say it's a 1-horse race. But something just tells me that, you know, Callum Smith, out of all the brothers, he's the one that was always supposed to do the best. He's the youngest. He's very reserved. You know, he don't talk nothing bad about nobody. He just gets on with his job. And he's unbeaten. Joe Gallagher's done a fantastic job with him and all the brothers, to be honest with you. I think, yeah, all of them. Did even Stephen Smith fight for a world title? I'm not even too sure if Stephen did, but Paul did, even though Paul's a little hater. But I ain't never said that bad about him. I don't know. This guy just wants to hate. Definitely Liam did, and now Callum. So, you know, they've done it their own way, and I think that Callum Smith is definitely after greatness more than just money. He's after greatness. So I'm gonna stick my neck on the line, and I'm gonna say Callum Smith. I really want it to happen. You know, I really want it to happen. I want Callum Smith to come home victorious against Canelo Alvarez, but that is gonna change the game if that happens. So yeah. Ottoman Empire says Callum Smith. Canelo KOs Callum. Well, I mean, listen, that's the general consensus. That's what people are expecting. I mean, especially if you go by Callum's last performance, which was below par. You understand? It was below par. But then again, Rabbiting On says Kovalev was weight trained and had little time to prepare. Well, we all know about that. You know, he had been in a serious fight with AY prior. They gave him little time to prepare. You're right. And Kovalev may well have been weight trained. And even a weight trained Kovalev, I still actually wasn't impressed with Canelo's performance. I don't know how people feel about that, but you know, with our inexperience, it took Kovalev 11 rounds to impose his experience on our inexperience, and then being weight drained, it took Canelo 11 rounds with all of his experience to get rid of Kovalev. So I don't know if that can actually be seen as a good performance. All right, he went up in weight, but we all know Canelo is a big guy. Canelo's a big guy, and he may even outweigh Callum on the night. So yeah. Matty Champ says, where's Spencer? He's left it all to me. All right, cool. I don't mind. You know me, I'll talk forever. Callum Smith is no Rocky Feldin. Where Canelo used him as target practice, Smith has got skills plus the height advantage. Well, first part of your question, or what you're saying, definitely agree. Callum Smith is no Rocky Fielding, and I think he more or less proved that when they fought. Canelo, yep, second part of your question, I agree with that. Canelo used him as target practice. But the last part, I don't know if I actually agree with that, because I don't really actually think it's about height. Canelo's consistently sparring with people much taller than him, even to the point he's sparring with heavyweights. So, he'll be used to the height. And someone so experienced, I mean, Canelo Alvarez has been a pro since 2005. That's 15 years experience in the game. I'm sure he's come against some tall brothers in that time. Callum Smith turned pro in 2012. So he's got 8 years of experience as well. But it's just the levels. I mean, this young man Canelo was fighting Floyd Mayweather when he was 21 years old, 22 years old. That means something. That means something. And we really don't know how Callum is gonna deal with the big occasion, because that's always a factor. Definitely, I haven't been in that experience many times. I'd be lying to say I have. I've been in them a few times. The big fight, the world title fights. I've been there. I've got that experience. I've been at Floyd's fights. I've been in camps with Floyd's, and I know, when you're in that because this isn't WSB or whatever that competition was. This is the top of the mountain, and I'm sure they know that. The great thing in it is that Joe Gallagher has been there a few times himself, so that will definitely help him. And they've been together for such a long time. So yeah, I mean, all that favors Callum. But I always remember, and sorry to go on, when I was in Las Vegas, and I think Floyd was fighting Pacquiao. Yeah, no, I wasn't there for the Pacquiao fight. Floyd might have been fighting Maidana. Yeah, I think it was the Maidana fight. And I must have said to one of Floyd's family that, don't you think this is a dangerous fight? Because this guy's a little madman. He's a little swingers. And I never forget, one of Floyd's family said to me, do you think they would take this fight if they knew if it was that dangerous? And I always remember that. I'm not trying to say that is what Canelo's thinking, but I just think there's so much money on the line that these guys hardly ever make mistakes, when they're at that level. And if they do attempt to go into a big fight where a mistake could potentially happen, it's got to be a blockbuster. So yeah, it's a very, very intriguing fight. I don't care. I'm going with my boy Callum Smith. I just think the stars might shine on him. The universe might be shining on Callum on Saturday. And if he can use that height, if he can use that reach, if he can use that punch power. But again, does he really have punch power? Would Canelo get John Ryder out of it? Bro, that's what you just got to be real. You got to ask yourself that question. I don't know. Maybe he might. He might be able to, but it's a good fight either way. Sam Sweeney says, what has Smith shown these guys to make them believe he can beat Canelo? This is what I was saying, Sam. I was saying this because you just got to look at the Ryder performance. The Ryder performance wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. I'm still gonna, but again, Callum Smith, from what I see, listen, I'm just a man looking from the outside, so I could be talking total nonsense. You understand? I might be chatting nonsense, but to me, Callum Smith is one of them. To me, he comes across as one of those individuals that have wanted it since he was a baby. One of them guys that dream so big and they have the patience to watch their dream come to fruition. He just seems like one of them people to me, Callum does. He's got a great aura. His aura is very, very, it's a big aura because he doesn't talk much. You know, he's got a big aura, and I just feel that it could be. I know on paper, well, boxing ain't fought on paper. That's the thing. So when man say on paper, yeah, this, that. Boxing ain't one on paper. Boxing's one in the ring. So we're gonna see. EJ boxing live. My brother. Bro, EJ, Spencer's left me. But bro, man can do this thing on his own. I don't even need no one. I was born alone. I could do it alone. But EJ boxing live, great man himself. He says Smith can do it. So yeah, 100%. I believe so. I actually believe so. Gary, keep them questions going. I've got them up on my screen now, so I can actually read some of the questions. Easy Dimez says Smith is solid, but he should fight David, Celeb, Charlo, or Bobo Andrade. Well, listen, bro, opportunities don't come every day. Opportunities that like this don't come up every day, Eamons. And yeah, you know, the argument could be made that he should fight one of those guys, but I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know if you're a trainer, a manager, a promoter, or whatever. But if anyone you looked after got the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez, you don't turn that down, fam. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna take that fight. It don't even matter. And I don't even think this is a case of money, because I believe that Callum has made money. I believe Callum's made money, especially from that tournament. What's it called? Spence, what's that tournament called? WSP.
No, it was the Muhammad Ali Trophy, though, the World Series.
World Boxing, so WBS.
Yeah,
WBS.
Yeah, he made a bag of money in that fight.
Yeah, you see? So he's made money. So yes, obviously he ain't gonna fight for free. I don't know, bro. He ain't doing no Michael Hunter nonsense about man fighting man for free. He ain't fighting for free. He's gonna make cheese. But I just feel that for him, from what I can see, just as on the outside, I think this is really a legend moment for him, and I think that he's gonna try to grab it with both hands. Does that mean he's gonna win? It's a long shot. What do you think, Spence?
I'm going for Smith to cause an upset here.
Well, bro, you ain't been on live, fam, because I said the same thing.
Okay.
I said the same thing, Spence. Okay. I just feel that Saturn don't listen. My feeling might be totally wrong. So that has happened a few times, but something just tells me that this guy is up for it. This guy's up for it. He feels that it's his time. The stars have aligned, and Saturday night he's gonna shock the world.
Okay.
He's gonna shock the world. So yeah. So Easy Dimez, you're probably right in your question, but I mean you're talking about Canelo Alvarez. Them man, they don't mean nothing to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is the big man. Right. Dexter Adventurers says late stoppage Canelo, relentless pressure, pushing Callum to the corner, body shot, round 10. Bro,
yeah, it could be right. It could be right.
Yeah, trust me. But trust me.
What I'm saying is, I spoke to Joe Gallagher yesterday.
Yes.
And they really have got a game plan and a game plan and a game plan on top of the game plan, and a backup plan to backup A to B to C. They've done their homework. And
Stop right there. When man talk about game plan to backup game plan, fam, we're dealing with human beings, robots. If something ain't going right, there ain't really no likelihood that you're gonna change it around. So when man said that's all just talk. There ain't no game plan. Bro, every fighter says that. Every camp is gonna say that. I've got a game plan. What, to make yourself feel good?
Or man could turn around and say, yeah, I can't get past the jab. Lines in the camp.
Fam, you see what I'm saying? Fam, it's nonsense. It's nonsense, man. It's nonsense. So, I just think that, listen, they've got something in their minds, and they're gonna try to put that into action. But all this game plan, what game plan? Remember what Roger Mayweather said? Roger Mayweather said, oh, forget all that game plan thing. Just go in there and try your best. And somebody just came online and said, you've just gone past that statement. Oh, wait, no. Go on. Anyway, carry on. Late stoppage. What do you think about it? You think it's going to be the same, yeah?
Do I think? No, I'm saying it's possible that can happen, right? But
yes.
And you know what? You know me. I was going back last night. I was watching a couple fights of Canelo. I was watching a couple fights of Smith, and I said, you know what? I was watching Smith George Groves, and I was saying, "No, Canelo's gonna kill him." Right?
yeah.
Canelo's gonna kill him. But
yeah,
think about it, is this: if anybody's gonna beat Canelo right now,
yes,
it's gonna be somebody who is physically taller than he, who can punch down, who's got a decent chin, because he's got a decent chin, right? And can suck it up. And you know, Ton, when one of your bridges are in a fight, yeah, you gauge to see if they lost, you gauge to see like, rah, what would I have done differently? So he was there, he sat ringside to see his brother lose to Canelo, right?
Yes.
And I bet you he's thinking, rah, Canelo ain't all that, I can have him.
Yes,
right.
yes.
And this is what I'm going on. I really think there could be an upset. I think this could be British boxing biggest upset since September of 1986, when Lloyd Hannigan dethroned Donald Curry. That's what I believe.
Yes. It's definitely going to be one where I've got my eyes tuned in. Sam Sweeney says Tundi butchered Plant's name. I don't even know his name. Caleb Plant or something like that. I think it's Caleb Plant.
Caleb,
but anyway,
Caleb.
Okay,
it's a biblical name.
Right. Caleb. All right. Right. Easy Diminus says Tyson said it best. You got a game plan until you get punched in the face, and that's the truth, fam. I'm telling you, all this game plan. Bro, you know how much fun that game plan against Mike Tyson? Fam, when you got that uppercut, the shot round the side of the body, and then up through the middle, the game plan's over.
Yeah, you're finished.
The game plan's over. So yeah, keep these questions going. Even if Callum outboxes Canelo, they will rob him. Callum needs a KO. But can you actually see Callum outboxing Canelo? Because I mean, I may be wrong, but I've never seen that. I've never seen Callum Smith. Not that he can't do it, because again, styles make fights, and certain fighters bring out certain potentials in the individual. But I've never seen Callum really. I don't look at Callum as that kind of person. I look at him as a great body puncher, a tall man that can fight inside, which is kind of a rarity. You don't get many tall guys that can do that. But I've never envisioned or looked at Callum as a pure boxer. Go on, Spence.
When I first saw Callum Smith start out, he reminded me of.
Carry on talking. I just gotta get my charger from my earphones. Yeah. I'm listening.
He reminded me of a wrong way around Michael Moore as a light heavyweight. You guys go check Michael Moore as a light heavyweight. Very, very good fighter, very devastating fighter, and didn't waste a lot of shots. And that's what kind of reminded me of. Then he fought with Brass, and then everything was like, hold up a second, what's going on there? You know, so I'm saying with Callum is a good fighter, but it's just if he has belief, because he's a very reclusive kind of person. He's not out there kind of chatterbox. He's not a screamy, loudmouth kind of guy. You know what I mean? He's very reclusive, but the kid can fight. He's proven that by winning the tournament. He's proved that by stopping George Groves. But you look at Canelo and feel like Canelo is way more multifaceted as a fighter than Callum is. But I think just to the basics of throwing that 1-2 down the straight and down the middle, Canelo, I'm just going to be real. Canelo did not impress me versus Rocky Fielding.
Yes.
Right? Canelo didn't overly impress me against Kovalev. Kovalev was outpointing him before he got knocked out.
Yep, I said this.
right?
I said this. I said this,
Right,
Spence.
right. Kovalev was outpointing him. So,
I said this.
right, and Kovalev was dead anyway because a few months after him having that hard fight with Yard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he was dead
100%.
anyway. He was dead, but Kovalev was managed to outbox him until he just
Yep.
got clap out.
Yeah,
So all
definitely.
these people saying like, oh well, one thing I have to give Smith is that he's got heart.
Yeah,
Okay?
but I think all the brothers got heart. All the brothers have shown that. Even when I remember we were on that undercard, Liam Smith. Again, you know what, Spence? When I check it, Anthony Yard, for his short embryonic career, and I've said it over and over again, the experiences what man's had is phenomenal. Remember, we were on that undercard. Liam Smith, I was there, but I'm not gonna lie. This ain't about Anthony right now. This is about the Smiths and the brothers and Liam and Callum. I was there, and I'm not gonna lie. The sound of Canelo's punches were mad. They literally echoed around the whole Texas stadium. When he, bro, I was like, fam, this thing is serious. So, but as you say, he might be looking at it. Obviously, he's spoken to the brother, and the brother's probably said, "Listen, bro, you can have this guy.
Exactly.
You can have this guy. I've been in the ring with Canelo." But again, the question is, has Canelo got better from the Smith performance? I think he has. Little Jacob says, "No, go back to that question, Gary. That'll crap me up." wait. Little Jacob says Tundi should be Callum's dietitian. Give him some eba and a goosey soup to cancel out the Mexican beef. Yeah, bro. That's what we need to do. You chop the thing, boom, bap. Bro, the Mexican beef can't work. We see the thing. See what's going on. That's eba and a goosey. But yeah, Callum needs some stamina water. Come on, Bobby, right? All day. Lady Shan, the one and only, done them season. Lady Shan says, tricky fight. Smith, and I want you to answer this, man. Lady Shan, done them season, says, tricky fight. Smith's punch power is good, but Canelo wins this for me.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that same thing, what I was saying. Is Smith really got that dominant punch power? I don't know. I ain't never been punched in my face by him. I mean, from what I've seen, he looks like he can definitely hit. I mean, that number he done on George Groves, that weren't no joke.
Yeah, catch counter.
Yeah, that number he done on George Groves, that was a serious. That showed timing, skill, technique, and punch power. So, listen, out of 27 fights, he's knocked out 19 people. Yes, obviously, at a lower level, you're supposed to get the knockouts, but he's taken two unbeaten. He's taken two fighters unbeaten record. One in Rocky Fielding.
Rocky Fielding.
That was Rocky Fielding's first loss,
He
and
done
then
a better job on Rocky Fielding than Canelo did.
And then Eric Sugden. Who was, I don't even know that brother, but he was unbeaten as well. And Smith took his O. So Smith's used to, going up against guys.
BH, I've just named, you're trying to chess me. This isn't no competition. I've just named Rocky Fielding. That's the guy that fought Canelo and fought.
We said that long time, fam. Bro, you can't. You're dealing with the knowledge and the master Jesus. But I'm not no knowledge on boxing history. I'm boxing on now, but I'm knowledge on boxing now story. Yeah, but knowledge is the history. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but we said that already. BH, we did say Rocky Fielding fought both guys, and I think you should know by now. Nobody contests Spencer Fearon when it comes to knowledge on boxing. He is just, well, he's like that. You know that Siri. You know that Siri on your phone. When you ask Siri the question, it just comes with the answer ASAP. That's you. That's Spencer Fearon in boxing. But let's keep on flying through these questions. So yeah, Lady Shan makes a good point, but still believes. I mean, the general consensus from what I've what I've seen is that this fight is all for Canelo. But I just feel that Callum Smith might, it's been a year of upsets, and I think there's fans are allowed into this contest, right? Is that right, Spence?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I guess even with a few fans AJ had, it made a difference.
It did make a difference.
It made a difference. It made a difference. So I guess that's that. Late show says Spencer rocking a stamina for sale. How I got that here in the US. Go on staminaforsale.com. And you will be charged for delivery to the USA. But we can get that for you, Late Show. Not a problem. No problem whatsoever. Bro, you see what everyone's saying? Everyone's coming up with this Smith knocked out Fielding quicker than Canelo. That doesn't really dictate the fight, Kevin the Carrot. It really doesn't mean nothing. I mean, Floyd Mayweather went the distance with Tony Pep. Ricky Hatton broke up Tony Pep. Bro, I think Ricky Hatton nearly broke Tony Pep in half. But but Floyd Mayweather went points with Tony Pep. So it's not always like that. Boxing is different. Sometimes fighters just want to try out new things and they use opponents to do certain things. But yeah, agreed. He did knock out Fielding quicker than Canelo. But we'll see if he can do the same thing with Canelo.
Kevin Bryce says, I like Smith. He has the size and attributes to trouble Canelo, but Canelo has ridiculous upper body movement and is insane ability to slip punches. I think he breaks Smith down with body shots up close. And I agree, that possibly just the thing, but this I am. I see loyalty is royalty. I'm a very low individual, but loyalty doesn't blind the truth or vision.
Right? I like that. Right. I like that.
And as much as I'm saying that, I'm saying like I can just see an upset, right? I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I can see an upset. Otherwise, I'm gonna be real. Smith gets stopped between 9 and 11 rounds by body shots. But apart from that, I'm saying like I've got a goal. I'm still sticking with Smith, mate. We should be supporting the guy. Relish the challenge. He's getting paid fantastically well as well.
100%.
He's already a multi-millionaire. Now he's gonna be a multi-millionaire after this fight.
Answer the question. Let me get my charger.
Yeah. BH, who would have won versus the prime Canelo at 154 or prime Oscar De La Hoya at 154? I think a prime Canelo at 154 would have lost. No, a prime Oscar De La Hoya at 154 versus Canelo. I think that Canelo would have won the fight. I think Canelo was more polished than Oscar De La Hoya.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm going for. I think Oscar De La Hoya's best weight was actually at welterweight. At welterweight, Oscar De La Hoya is ridiculous. At 154, I would have to slightly favor Canelo to win. Joe Farmer, can a small fighter like Canelo keep jumping up weight classes and still carry the power and speed? What are the dangers? There are no dangers because you saw what we done to Pulev. So, right, we saw what Canelo done to Pulev. So he can do this trotting globe, jump down, kind of thing, and come out successful. He's just one of those guys. We got to give Canelo his dues. He's a very, very special fighter. But as much as he's a special fighter, let's just be real. He took the fight with Liam Smith because he didn't want to fight Golovkin at that time. Right? So he swerved Golovkin. I remember everyone was screaming out, fight Golovkin, fight Golovkin. And he said, I want to fight this guy, fight Golovkin. And it didn't seem like it was going to happen. And then eventually he fights Golovkin. So he's being cleverly moved through the weights. He's being cleverly matched correctly. I've seen him in a couple fights where I thought they were very debatable wins, especially his fight with Islanda Lara. I didn't think they won that fight. Austin Trout gave him a very, very good run, but it's because Austin Trout got flawed and why he never got the nod. So, you know what? I changed my mind. At 154, I'm thinking Oscar De La Hoya had some good fights at 154. Oscar De La Hoya, I reckon, would have beaten Canelo at 154.
You think so?
I think he would have.
Interesting. Let's keep it going. Kevin the Carrot says, "Lads in the camp, you know the set. We don't stop that." Joshua Robertson says, "Always glad to hear the two wise men. Respect to you both. Tundi, the shape up was wise. Come on, fam. You see what I'm saying? Man's back in town. The DMs are blowing up, bro." Yeah. Do you feel like fighters, because of this year, are fighting with more mental obstacles? Listen, this is such a great question, Joshua. Spencer will bear me witness that I've always said boxing is 95% cerebral anyway. And I just think that with everything that's gone on this year, you know, the whole COVID situation, people losing loved ones, boxers literally being put on the dole. You know, it's only if you're a TV fighter, you ain't had no work since March. You try to pay bills when you don't work. You see what I'm saying? So Spencer don't know nothing about that because Spencer's rich. But but Joshua, you hit the nail on the head. You know, this year's been made that much harder, or I don't really like using that word harder, but that much challenging because of the things that we've all been going through, not just fighters, but we've all been going through. So that coupled with the fact that you're actually in there with someone that wants to knock your block off, it's just been we just can't wait to see the back of 2020. And let's try to, let's pray for normality. Let's pray that the small hall promoters, get back in the game because they really are the bread and butter of boxing, British and otherwise. And then we take it from there. But great question, Joshua Robinson. Gal?
BH, what do you think of Andre Ward getting inducted to the Hall of Fame instead of Cotto?
Oh, wow.
You know,
Can I ask you a question? Spence? Right. So what, is it only one fighter that goes in the Hall of Fame?
No, Floyd got inducted as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when he said instead of Cotto this year. So is there like a...
It's like Cole maybe was on the ballots, but he weren't voted in. Which is sad because Cole is a multi-weight world champion.
Bro, Cotto's a legend.
From 140 to 160 and one more time. So, but you know what? It's weird how when you call these kind of things because more sometimes that they deal with people and their relevance. And Andre Ward right now is very, very relevant. I think he's an incredible sportscaster. He calls fights really well, and I think it's more to do with that. And they thought, all right, we'll put Andre Ward in prior before Cotto. Reason being because Andre Ward retired 32-0.
Yes.
So that could have something to do with it.
Absolutely, and he speaks well. He's very articulate. He's a good guy. I mean, not that really. It does have something to do with it, but Andre Ward definitely deserves it. And the fact that he hasn't lost since he was like 2 years old or something like that.
It's mad.
James Toney wasn't inducted in the Hall of Fame. That's mad.
I think that's disgraceful. James Toney is one of the greats. But eventually they will. And it's going to be hard to say, all right, we're gonna induct Floyd Mayweather, we're gonna induct Andre Ward. The other guys, you know what? You can wait till the next time that we're gonna do some inducting into the Hall of Fame. And I get it. James Toney should be in there. James Toney's been a great servant of the sport. But I understand why they went with Floyd Mayweather and why they went with Andre Ward.
Interesting.
Next question. SpongeBob SquarePants.
He says Smith was getting washed. Non-challenge fight for Canelo, which is why he took the fight. Again, we don't know. I don't know if it was online when I was saying when I asked Floyd's family, what about the fight, and she said to me, they're only taking the fight because they know that's easy work. I just can't see how Callum Smith is easy work. I can't see it like that. I just can't see it. I might be wrong. You understand? I may well be wrong, but I don't think it's an easy fight like the way people are talking. I think there's going to be a few rocky moments. But I can't. I mean, what do you think, Spence? Do you think it's going to be easy work?
Easy work for who?
For Canelo.
No.
Well, obviously not, because we both said we got Smith winning this fight.
No, because it's not going to be easy work for the fact that Smith wants it. He's bigger. He's the noted puncher at that weight. And you know what? Like I said, I could just see an upset. I can see an upset on this one. I really can. But what I am saying is true. Like you are afraid to go to Canelo's body because he's so precise in throwing those uppercuts on you. But you do throw to his body.
Yes.
But I think if Smith, which I believe he can do, he'll be able to throw at range and then take his head out of the way so he won't get caught with those uppercuts. It's an interesting fight, man. It's a very, very good fight. And the thing about it is this, Tony, you've been up live with Canelo. And
yes.
Did Canelo send shivers like he was watching something incredibly special when you watched it?
I'll be honest with you. With Canelo, for me,
I want you to lie to me.
No, yeah, all right. I would never do that, Spence. I think you know me long enough right now.
Like,
and I'm getting that crackling thing. I keep on getting that. Wait, man, I keep on getting that crackling thing. Is that your phone or is that? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Let me try to turn off these headphones again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Still crackling.
Sure.
Oh, it might be my freaking mobile. No.
I've got a little crack on my end, but I'm doing.
All right, anyway, where was we? What was you just talking about? Yeah, I was talking about being up close with Canelo. It wasn't so much that. It was for me. It was more his aura. It's the aura of the man. Because especially when he was in London, when they did the press conference, first of all in London, even then his aura, and even of his trainer, the manager, Eddie Renato, they've got a serious aura about them. And I guess that can be said for a lot of Mexican fighters. But Canelo Alvarez, it's not because he's not actually a big person. He's not actually big. He's wide. Don't get me wrong. He's wide that way. But in terms of height, I mean, we saw it with the pictures yesterday with Smith alongside Canelo. He's like a midget, but the guy is solid. You see the size of the guy's thighs and his calf muscles. He's definitely a thick set guy. So, but I didn't really, as I said, his punches sounded phenomenal. Live. So when he's proven he can punch, he went up to light heavyweight and he knocked out Sergey, even though Sergey was weight gain. Because he didn't stick around at light heavy. So that shows it was just the right fight at the right time. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's his aura more than anything.
That Charles Bronson says, who do you think the winner of Shakan Petter's Craig Richards should fight after? A lot of good light heavyweights, a lot of good British light heavyweights. We've said that already. Dan Aziz, Dan Aziz has done everything else for him. He's the English champion, and he's waiting in the wings to fight one of those guys. I think Dan Aziz should quite rightly fight the winner of that fight. What do you think? What do you think, Ton?
100%. Dan deserves his shot. Just letting everyone know we've got 10 minutes left in the show. But yeah, I mean, Dan is someone you're gonna have to give him his shot because he ain't going nowhere. You know, Dan is one of them good old solid professionals. He's got a good coach and trainer. More than that, you know, Brian is a mentor. He's a great guy. You know, those two, you know, when fighters was leaving him, like when Lawrence Cody left Brian, another fighters left Brian. You know, Dan Aziz will tell you. I told Dan Aziz to his face, bro. Dan Aziz will even come in there and confirm. I said it to Dan. I said, don't leave. Everyone's running off and leaving Brian. Don't leave Brian. And trust me, you'll get your shot. And one way or another, the people's at 175 gonna have to go and see Dan Aziz because he's solid. Dan's solid, you know, and I know he spars with Boatsy and other fighters, and you know he was sparring with who's the boy he just fought? My Brixton brethren, Andre Sterling. They sparred many rounds, and Andre was confident going into the fight based on the sparring. You got to say, but we all saw what happened when they actually fought. So Dan has got a lot of experience, and after whoever wins out of Craig and Shakan, and you got to remember, AY's there, Arthur's there, Callum Johnson's there, Hosea Burton still there if he ain't retired. You get what I'm saying? The British light heavyweights is a good division, and only one of those fights can be made. I'm reading a question now. Oh yeah, go on. Baz David, go on. Read that question.
Yeah. How likely is the rematch looking for AY? Or if not, who else is there potential if he wins?
He wins all day, by the way.
Yeah, I can't even see that.
You need to talk. You go down better specs, mate.
Bro, I'm tired.
Specs David. Bro, you can't be tired right now. But anyway, Baz, listen. If you realize you haven't seen an interview from Anthony or me, it's not about talking. It's not about talking. But let me tell you something. Contracts are there for a reason. Contracts are there for a reason. And there's a rematch clause in the contract. And so, you know, both fighters, they want it, it will happen. If not, it won't. So we'll just wait and see. And take each day as it happens. And 100% will win the rematch.
I like that talk. If Smith beats Canelo, is he the pound for pound king? No, he isn't a pound for pound king if he beats Canelo. And I'm going to explain to you how this thing goes. Similarly, September 1986, Lloyd Hannigan, who was the British, Commonwealth and European welterweight champion, goes up and fights a man called Donald Curry, who at the time was rated pound for pound.
Talk the things, the knowledge.
Right? And what happened was Lloyd Hannigan stopped Donald Curry in the sixth round of the fight through cuts and lacerations to his face. And Donald Curry's out the picture. As out the picture, Lloyd Hannigan was elevated to pound for pound number one, even though, because at the time you had fighters like Marvin Hagler, you had 1986, you had guys like Michael Spinks, who's a two-weight world champion. Tommy Hearns was still around, so you couldn't turn around and say like you're going to be the pound because you've beaten the man who we believe is the pound for pound number one. Similarly to certain people still got Lomachenko ahead of Teofimo Lopez, even though Teofimo Lopez administered his second professional defeat.
Yes.
So this is how it goes. It's like, you get the pound for pound with consistency. One win doesn't give you the pound for pound. You have to earn that with consistency and more back-to-back wins over more decent fighters, and then you can be elected to be the pound for pound number one. So no, he wouldn't be the pound for pound number one.
That's a great answer, Spencer.
Thank you very much, Tunde Ajayi. We have 5 minutes left, so let's wrap this up as well. Let's get in 2 more questions, right? Anwar Pitters, is that Shakhan's cousin?
yeah. Some family thing. That disease needs to happen. Eliminate who with Liam Conroy before fighting for the British. I don't see what Dan. I mean, I'll answer that. I don't see what Dan would achieve by fighting Liam Conroy.
Yeah, forget that Liam Conroy fight. Dan Aziz has done everything arts for him. Dan Aziz should be next, and I believe that's going to be next. So Lee Eaton, the promoter for MTK Global, will say that that would be the fight they're looking for. Craig Richards and Shakhan Pitters, and the winner of that, Dan Aziz should fight. Simple as that.
Yeah, Dan, as I said, Dan's definitely going to be in the mix, and it's going to be interesting. But more interesting is this fight tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night, right? Shakhan and Craig.
Yep, tomorrow night. I can't
tomorrow night.
I'll watch that.
And I'm going to be looking forward to that fight. Boxing Live says, if Smith was to win, how high would it rank as a win for a British fighter in the history of the sport? And I said this, if he beats Canelo Alvarez,
it's the biggest upset ever.
Is the biggest upset for recent years, because as I said, the marketability of Canelo is literally second to none in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
So what Smith would actually be doing is proving to people, dream it, believe it, become it. That's what Smith will be doing. He will literally be epitomizing that adage or that saying or that proverb, because it is a proverb. And I just can't wait for the fight.
We've got 2.5 minutes left. Next question. Gary, Joel Farmer, guys, what do you think of Yard versus Canelo? Break it down. We'd like to break it down. Me and Tundi spoke about this ages ago. So
yeah.
It is what it is. But we're gonna have to pass on that one right now because
especially listen, we got other things to take care of first. I mean, listen, you got to be realistic. We are realistic, and obviously it's a fight that we would always see. I think what people have done when a fighter loses in today's climate, you think their career is over, and that is just ridiculous. Because in boxing, the greatest fighters have losses in their careers. And so people are far too critical nowadays to judge someone after 1 or 2 losses. It doesn't matter. It's a journey. It's a dream. And some people start off early and some people go along the way. So, before we can even talk about Canelo, there's still a lot of
unfinished business.
Unfinished business. That's it. You got it there. Come on, we still got 2 minutes, Spence.
Yeah, go on. What else is there? White versus Ortiz may happen. Who do you think wins? You know what?
That's a good fight.
That's an excellent fight.
That is a good fight, fam.
It's an excellent fight.
Who would you pick? Who would you pick in that fight?
I'd pick Dylan White because he got a double jab. Okay.
I'm going for Dylan. You know me. Dylan's rapping stamina for sale all day long. So, I don't. He could be fighting Mike Tyson. I'm still gonna back Dylan. That's just how I move. I move with my people. But Dylan, to me, Dylan will beat Ortiz. I think it will be a tricky fight. But how old is Ortiz? He must be about.
Anyway, we've got half a minute left.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Take one last question and then we wrap it up. Yeah? Last one, Gal. If Smith was to win, how high would? No, we've done that.
Quick, we've got 10 seconds. We've got 10 seconds. We've got close out. We've got 10 seconds.
No, we could have done it there. Don't that it's gonna close up. We done it there. So let's just 1 minute. Tundi, Frank said he wants to have a meeting with you on IFL TV. What's it, fam? Now we're definitely gonna wrap it up because nobody don't summons me like I'm saying. I don't know what you're talking about. Bro, Frank's our promoter. He has to talk with us. So that's how you answer that question. Just like he has to speak to Pat Barrett and Lyndon. He has to talk to us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because things has to be ironed out before, but it is what it is.
Frank hasn't spoken to Pat Barrett or Lyndon.
No, I think they did today.
Oh, okay, well that's a good
thing. They did today. So yeah, but anyway, listen, it's been great. Thanks everyone for joining us on our little broadcast. Thanks to the knowledge, Theophane.
And my brother from another mother, the genius, master professor. You know what I mean? Teflon brain man. Doing this thing up to the Jay.
Don't come in there tired again as well, man. You're tired today, man. I know, I can see it.
Bro, I've had a long day today, mate. I've had a lot of running up and down to do today, mate.
Trust me, but we're still here for the fans. And we're always going to be here for the fans. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Until next week on The Fight Is Right, I'm going to say, in the magical words, dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Keep out. Join us next week. And tune into all the big fights that we got over the weekend. You know what I mean? Massive fight for Callum Smith versus Canelo. Massive
Come on, Callum. Go on, son.
Exactly. Shakan Peters versus Craig Richards for the British light heavyweight crown. And we've also got... What's the other fight, Tom?
Gamal Yafa is fighting tonight for the European title.
Fight for the European, that's tonight. So we're going to send them out all the energies, man, because
they're
good people. You know what I mean? Bring it on, mate. Bring it on.
Lovely. Peace.